Torah Garden, speaking the absolute truth. Torah Nation.
Shalom, 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 Yashar'el and Yahudah, grafted in Gentiles into the body of the Mashiach. Hear ye the word of Yahudah. Babylon is fallen. We're listening to none other than YECHEZQ'EL. Song is entitled Freedom's Wind 1.5. I don't own the rights to this music. Hear ye. Listen. You must be born again of the water and of the Ruach HaKodesh. You must be partakers in this renewed covenant. Yahuah is speaking by his Ruach HaKodesh. Abba Yahuah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I pray that you would take the reins of my lips and the reins of my tongue and reign. Abba Yahuah, I humbly come before you, submitting my temple for your use and service, submitting myself, this vessel, unto you to be used. Yahuah, take the reins of my lips and the reins of my tongue and reign. Yahuah, allow me not to cause anyone to stumble, anyone to be turned out of the way, anyone to come to blame. Yahuah, I don't want to be the cause of any of these little ones falling away. Yahuah, I pray right now in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach that the authority that you have given me to exercise in the Eretz concerning this witness, concerning Dunamos and Exousia, Yahuah, I pray in the Shamayim, you would honor it as I take authority over everything that's not like you, everything that comes against the witness, everything that comes against those who you have called to hear the word. Abba, I bind every ruach, every evil ruach, every ruach of destruction. Abba Yahuah, I exercise authority over every familiar spirit. Yahuah, every spirit that is designed to establish itself, to set itself up in the minds and in the hearts of those who have not received the witness. Yahuah, I command them to take their hands off of your people. And Abba, I pray in this Eretz that you would honor this command in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, that you would make these devils subject, that you allow this word that you have sent through me to go forth into the ears of those that you have chosen. Yahuah, I recognize this word is not for everybody. I recognize that this word is for a remnant. And Yahuah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I trust you. Abba, I pray right now that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart would be acceptable in thy sight. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, Yahuah, speak to your remnant. Speak to those that you have sealed. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Hallelujah. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, listen. Yahuah has a remnant. Yahuah has those whom he has chosen, right? Yahuah has those who he knows that are going to receive this witness, right? Because, this word, this Ruach word, is not for everybody, right? Everybody is not going to receive this word. And you know what? It's okay. It's absolutely okay, right? But those who have Yahuah's witness and those who bear witness by the Ruach HaKodesh are going to hear Yahuah's word and get ready. Yahuah has called me to tell you to get ready for the great reveal. Yahuah is revealing to his people. It's time to go. He's making it known by the witness. He is bringing forth this knowledge, this information by the Ruach HaKodesh, right? Yahuah is not sending any man in, right, to tell the United States president to let us go. He's not pulling us out by the hand. He's not coming in with a judgment, right, and telling us to put blood on the doorpost, right, and to wait in the end for this judgment to pass. Not Babylon. He's going to lay this daughter of Babylon, this whore, waste. Yahuah is sending out the call. And those who receive the call and move in emunah are those who have received the witness. Those are who Yahuah is going to speak through by his Ruach HaKodesh. Those are who Yahuah is concerned about, because those are those that he has sealed. He's going to hold back the plagues that are going to hit this United States of America until he brings out, right, until he brings to them, to his people, the understanding of getting ready and listening to his voice and exiting stage left as he gives them command. Listen, Yahudah is spoken by the prophet YIRMEYAHU. He's spoken by the prophet Isaiah, right? He's spoken by the prophet, right? Zechariah, right? He's spoken by the prophets concerning the need for us, right, to flee Babylon. He's spoken a word to us. He's spoken a word to us. Right? In YIRMEYAHU, the 50th chapter, the 8th verse. And I'm going to stay on this because you need to know that you need to hear Yahuah bear in you his witness and be prepared to go. This is not an optional thing. This is not something that, you can choose to, investigate. I need to go over to the continent and investigate first, and I decide whether or not I'm going to transition over. This ain't that. This is not that, right? Yahudah, bullshit. This is not that. The command is to go, to flee, and when he says go and flee, you're going to go and flee permanently. Because Babylon is falling. I just want to go over and check it out. I want you to go over there and check it out, and you tell me what you think. Yahuah never told me to go over to the continent to check it out for you. If you are in his witness, he's spoken to you and he's told you to go, right? But are you hearing his word? Are you obeying his commands? Are you giving ear to what the Ruach is saying to you? Right? It's interesting because, there's a whole bunch of things that are happening, right, in the United States of America. There's all kinds of things that these wicked people, right, that has used the United States of America as a testing ground. They test us with their GMOs. They test us with chemtrails. They test us with Claudine, Maxine, and Aberdeen. Right? They test us. Right? Right? They test us to see how we are going to respond. Right? They create problems. They wait for a reaction. And then they present a solution. They test on you. Right? They test on you. They run experiments on you. But you don't know whether or not, right? I mean, the evidence is in. You don't know whether or not to leave or stay in this wicked place. Our ancestors have built cities. In this land. Yahudah never told us to build cities. We built cities in this land. We pushed for equal rights, civil rights. We expected to be equals. And the land is not ours. They have killed us. They have stolen from us. They burnt our cities. They established education, which is just indoctrination, which has caused us to lose who we are. We have went from plantations and slave masters and overseers, right, to becoming a necessary part of the development of this industrialized nation. Right? Right. We've given over our freedoms, right, to these new masters, these new overseers. These new supervisors, these new managers. They have developed this nation for the industrialized revolution. This nation losing. It's been contracted out to other nations, its industries. Right? Its value is slipping. It's weaning. Its economy, right, is sinking. The petrodollar is losing its momentum. But yet you want to stay in Babylon. You want to make your home in this nation. Right. You want the American nightmare. They say it's the American dream, but it's the American nightmare for people of our historical ancestral background. But is saying, remove out of the midst and go forth out of the land of Babylon and the Chaldees. We're not in slavery no more. Right? We have a freedom of movement. We can go to the continent. We can go home and be amongst our fold. We can establish. We can build. I tell you who will bring judgment upon this whole earth. See, because he's going to use these other nations to destroy Babylon. And these other nations are going to coexist after the death of Babylon. Because you know, there's time. But the time to flee Babylon. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Because Yahuah is specific in reference to the command to flee Babylon. He did not say, wait for me to take you by the hand and lead you out of Babylon. Because he knows he doesn't need to say that. He knows he doesn't need to do that, right? He doesn't need to physically take you because you are born again. You are his. All he has to do is tell you, speak a word into you, a ruach word with direction. And all you have to do is move. All you got to do is go. See, it's his responsibility to make the pieces fall together. Yahuah speaks a word. It's yes. He says, I'll say yes. Yeah, yes. To your will and to your way. See, because in the Ruach HaKodesh, in this witness, you hear his voice. He's going to speak to you. Some of you are still struggling and spinning because you're still trying to find a way to get established in Babylon. When Yahuah knows that Babylon is about to fall. And if you have his Ruach HaKodesh, you should understand these things. You know, but you know, Israel is all over the place. You know, Israel's all over the place. Well, Yahuah's going to watch over us and keep us, right? When he told you to flee. Because, you know, it's still going, once you get over to the continent, you know, there's going to be opposition. There's going to be times when he's going to have to watch over you and keep you in the lands that are yours. Right? But Yahuah has established a word for his people. And that word is to flee Babylon. And now one time has he ever remained in Babylon. Sit here in Babylon. Right? So, you know, only time that Yahuah gave a time frame for Babylon was 70 years AD. He said 40 to 70 years AD. It was 70 years. Yahuah told the prophet 7 years. 70 years they're going to be in Babylon, under the dominion of Babylon. But then, you know, Yahuah delivered him. Who's on Yahuah's side? who's ready to repent, who's ready to turn. Let's get the Levites together. Let's get the priests together. Priests, you got to get this stuff right. Get it right so that you can be in a position to offer the sacrifices that we need to have in order to go before you. Put away the foreign wives. Put away your foreign kids. Your Levitical priest. If you choose. Because everybody didn't choose to go back. Everybody didn't choose the priesthood. Everybody didn't choose to return. But, it's plain. He said, flee Babylon. He's giving you a word to get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Because at any given time, it's exit stage left. Be prepared to pack. Be prepared to leave. Be prepared to go. Be prepared. Get ready, get ready. Get ready for the great reveal. Get ready. Get ready for what Yahuah is about to do. Get ready. You got to hear his voice. He ain't doing it like he did before. He says, remove out of the midst of Babylon, go forth out of the land of the Chaldees, be as the he-goat, right? Be as that he-goat, right? Be as that ram, that he-goat, that chief one. That goes before the flock. He says in YIRMEYAHU 51:6, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Deliver every man his soul. See now, if you ain't in this witness, you don't have the capacity to deliver your soul. Because you're a slave to sin. And you're a slave to Babylon. And you love the whore. So you don't have it in yourself to free yourself. You don't have it in your mind to free your mind. Your mind is freed, right, in this witness. Your mind is free upon receiving this witness. You are no longer a slave to your desires, to your nefesh. You're no longer a slave. You are no longer in bondage. You no longer have these things lording over you. You can deliver your own soul. Because you have the witness of Yahuah on the inside of you. You have that which is necessary to get the job done. You have a heart that has been cleansed, right? You have Yahuah sprinkling clean water upon you. Ezekiel 36:25. So you could be cleansed. Unto you, and ye shall be cleansed from all filthiness, filthiness of the flesh, filthiness of the soul and of the mind, right? It will clean you from idols. Babylon is an idol. She is a whore. In her is nothing but idolatry. Free yourself. How can you break free unless Yahuah cleanses you? How can you break free unless Yahuah cleanses you from all idols and cleanse you? How can you unless he gives you a new heart? Also, he will give unto you a new ruach. How can you do it without this? I will put within you a ruach, a new ruach. I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. Right? Because in the witness this is achieved, right? Every man can deliver his soul. In the born again witness, the water, the blood, and the Ruach HaKodesh, you can deliver your soul. You don't have to remain in bondage to sin. Babylon does not have power over you, influence over you. He says, and I will take away the stony heart of flesh, and I will give you a new heart. That's the witness. That's being born again, anew, being born anew. Having a new heart, being born again anew of the water. It's a new covenant, renewed covenant, but it's a new because it deals with your heart, right? It changes the condition of your nefesh. He says, I will put my Ruach HaKodesh within you. I'm going to put my Ruach HaKodesh within you. I'm going to put my Ruach HaKodesh in you. If it's my Ruach, Yahuah is saying my Ruach, it's his set-apart Ruach HaKodesh. His set-apart Ruach HaKodesh comes in us after we are born again of the water and of the Ruach HaKodesh. After we have accepted the blood atonement. Yahuah gives his Ruach freely to those who ask. He said, I will put my Ruach HaKodesh within you, and it will cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them. Right? You're going to do them. You're going to be able to deliver your soul. You have his Ruach HaKodesh. You were born again. You're not a slave to sin. Your soul is not controlled by Hasatan. Your soul and your nefesh is renewed by the Ruach word of Yahuah. Yahuah's word is on the inside of your heart, right? You now understand that you have his Ruach HaKodesh. You have all that you need to get the job done. Therefore, you know that you need to flee. You know, again, Yahuah may bring people over in groups. He may bring them over as individuals. He may translate some people. If you believe Yahuah for deliverance from Babylon, and you don't have a way, and you waiting, and you trusting, and you sense it's the final hour, guess what? Yahuah will he will move you, teleport you. Some of y'all like, oh wow, what are you talking? Listen, Yahuah by his angels teleported Moshe 40 days out of Egypt at the age of 18 after he had killed that Egyptian. 40 days outside of Mitsrayim. If you have Yahuwah's witness and you in prison, and you trust in Yahuwah to deliver you, we got record of how Yahuwah went into the prison and opened up the doors. Right? Opened up the doors and allowed those who received the witness to go forth. Past everybody. Out the prison doors, gates. Guards still standing there on watch. See. You have to believe this word in Emunah. You got to understand this is Yahuwah's will. This is Yahuwah's way. Yahuwah knows who he needs to deliver. He ain't going up and opening the prison doors for everybody behind prison. He ain't letting everybody out. He ain't letting everybody out. He said, deliver every man his soul and be not cut off. Be not killed. Be not killed. That Hebrew word.
Strong's H, 1826.
Cut off.
Damam.
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 Be not silent. Be not still. Don't be still. If you want to take it, if you want to just say don't be still, he's already told you to flee. So you understand that he's not wanting you to stay. Don't be still. Right? Wait. Be dumb. Grow dumb. To be dumb. To grow dumb. To be dumb. To grow dumb. Don't be dumb. Don't be still. Don't be dumb. Don't be stuck on stupid. Don't be silenced, made silence, destroyed. Don't die. Don't die. Don't die. To be silent, to be still. Don't be silent. Don't be still. Why? Don't be cut off in her iniquity. Because see, it's not a place, it's not a judgment prepared for you. But if you choose to remain, you're going to be cut off with her. If you choose to remain, you are going to be cut off with her. Because it's Yahuwah's vengeance on the daughter of Babylon. Excuse me. It's Yahuwah's deliverance. No, it's Yahuwah's judgment on the daughter of Babylon. Why would you want to remain in Babylon? When you know that there's a judgment awaiting Babylon. I'm convinced. That's why Yahuah told me to warn you over a year ago. Get ready, get ready, get ready. He called me. He called me to tell you that you had to be born again of the water of the Ruach HaKodesh. You must be born again of the water of Ruach HaKodesh. The evidence of the Ruach HaKodesh. Right? Let's push back. Let's push back. The evidence of the Ruach HaKodesh. Signs that you possess Yahuah's Ruach HaKodesh. Right? Right? The signs that should follow you. Right? And see, if we in this witness, how come, we in these assemblies, how come we don't see Yahuah's Ruach HaKodesh? How come we don't see miracles? How come we don't see demons casted out? How come we don't see tongues? How come we don't see healings? Right? How come we don't see these things that the apostles witnessed and participated in? How come we don't see these across our assemblies? How come? Especially the assemblies who profess the witness of Yahushua Mashiach. How come we don't see these things occurring? How come we ain't witnessing these things? Yahuah is selecting righteousness from an everlasting plan of righteousness. He's had me cry loud and spare not. He told me to tell you that you must be born again of the water of the Ruach HaKodesh. And there's no escaping the signs that follow. If you're born again of his Ruach HaKodesh, you hear his voice. You hear his voice. He wants you to flee so that you don't be cut off in her iniquities. Because this is the time of Yahuah's vengeance, and he's going to render unto her a recompense. But see, if you don't want to obey Yahuah, and you don't want to flee, you don't want to be led by the Ruach HaKodesh, you're going to be cut off. You're going to be cut off. You are going to be cut off. Because the only people that's going to hear him are those that have his seed. Only people that are going to give ear to what the Ruach HaKodesh is saying are those that have been born again of the water and of the Ruach HaKodesh, that bear about in their body the witness, the Ruach HaKodesh, the water and the blood. He said, my people, go ye out of the midst of her, Jeremiah 51:45, and deliver ye every man his soul. See, because I've made you free. You've been born again. You have everything you need. You can make the transition. You can flee. And deliver every man his soul from the fierce anger of Yahuah. Isaiah 48:20. Go forth of Babylon. Go forth from Babylon. Go forth. Go forth. Right? Go forth. Go forth. To go out, to come out, to exit, to go forth. Hebrew word.
Strong's H 3318. Yatsah.
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 To go out, to come out, to exit, to go forth. To go out, to come out of, or come or forth, to depart. We don't want to go, though. We don't want to go. We don't want to go. Israel has not considered. She don't know. She don't. Go forth of Babylon. Flee ye from the Chaldees. Right? With the voice of singing, declare ye, tell this utterly. To the ends of the earth, say ye, that Yahuah hath redeemed his servants. He's redeemed. He's given them Yeshua. He has redeemed them. He's given them Yeshua. Right? He's redeemed her. He has redeemed her. He has redeemed her. Yahuah has redeemed his people through the witness of Yahushua Mashiach. Yahuah has not redeemed us from corruptible things like silver and gold. Let's look at First Peter. Peter says, Cephas, an apostle of Yahushua Mashiach to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, and Brittany. To the strangers, right? Scattered. Right? To the strangers, scattered. Those who sojourn in a foreign land. One who comes from a foreign country into a city or land to reside there by sides of the natives. Right. Shaul says, not Shaul, excuse me. CEPHER says, Cephas, an apostle of Yahushua Mashiach, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Britannia. Right? He's talking to strangers. It could be strangers due to them being in this area that's not foreign to them, but they've taken up residence there. Could be, but he would have referenced Hebrews. So I'm assuming that these are Gentiles. He says, elect according to the foreknowledge of Yahuah. Elect according to the foreknowledge of Yahuah. Now, election, right, has everything to do with everyone who has been born again of the water and of the Ruach HaKodesh. You have been selected, right? Elect according to the foreknowledge of Yahuah and Abba through sanctification of the Ruach. Right? So, you are elect, right, because you have received the witness, right? You have been sanctified by the Ruach HaKodesh, right? Through the sanctification of the Ruach, or the Ruach HaKodesh. Right? Unto obedience and the sprinkling of the blood of Yahushua Mashiach. Now you have become the elect because you have partaken in the atoning blood that was sprinkled on the mercy seat by Yahushua himself when he ascended on high in the Shamayim and presented it before Yahuwah, his father, Abba, in the holies of holies for the sins of the people, right? Now Yahuwah says, okay, those who receive this witness are going to be the elect because they are going to be sanctified by having my Ruach HaKodesh. They are going to bear the witness, the Ruach HaKodesh, the water and the blood, he says, right? Grace unto you and peace be multiplied. Blessed be Elohiym, the Abba of Adonai Yahushua HaMashiach, which according to his abundant mercy haveth redeemed us again. Right? So, Shaul is speaking of a redemption that occurred again, right? So he had to be speaking to Hebrews, right, that were scattered throughout these places that were strangers to those lands, right? Because he references here, blessed be Abba, our Father, Adonai Yahushua, which according to his abundant mercy haveth begotten us again. Well, the only again people are Hebrews, right? The only people that are begotten again are Hebrews, right? So, if you understand that he's speaking in reference to Hebrews, he's speaking also in reference to strangers, right, that are scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, and Britannia, right? And these strangers could have well been Hebrews, right, that are throughout these lands that have sojourned there, right? He says, begotten us again into a lively hope by the resurrection of Hamashiach from the dead, because Yahushua was raised by the power of Yahuwah. He was alive to carry his blood atonement to the Shamayim, right? To an inheritance incorruptible. Why? We are awaiting the incorruptible inheritance, but we are partakers in that inheritance now, right? He says, to an inheritance incorruptible, which means it ain't gonna decay, and it's not gonna pass away, it ain't gonna change. It's established forever, right? And it fadeth not away, right? It fadeth. Listen, Yahushua HaMashiach's witness is not going to fade away. Yahushua's atonement is established forever, right? Now, Yahushua replaced the Levitical priesthood. That faded away. The Levitical priesthood faded away because of the sin that was in the hearts of the priest. The priest could not continue in this righteous way of doing things. So Yahuwah had to send Yahushua HaMashiach to be that high priest forever that would stand in the gap for his people, who would conquer death and present his blood as an offering, right? And Yahuwah himself would receive it, and this fades not away, much like Aaron's priesthood faded away. That's why in order to be established as Yahuwah's people, you got to be born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh. He has set forth this plan to redeem you. Only those that are redeemed of Yahuwah are going into his kingdom. Only those that are redeemed of Yahuwah are coming out of Babylon. And listen, they coming out of Babylon, right? After hearing his voice, understanding by the Ruach HaKodesh, he's telling them it's time to go. And he is making the way straight for them. He's establishing the path, the course. He said, it fadeth not away. It's reserved in the Shamayim for you. What? The inheritance is in the Shamayim, reserved for you, right? Yahuwah's Yeshua, his blessing is seated in heavenly places in a Mashiach. It's in the Shamayim, right? He says, who are kept by the power of Elohiym. We are kept by the power of Elohiym. We who? We who are born again of the water of the Ruach HaKodesh. It is Yahuwah's seed in us. It is the Ruach HaKodesh of truth in us that keeps us. Right? It keeps us. Right? We are kept by the power of Elohiym through Emunah, right? I can do greater works because I believe in the Ruach HaKodesh in me that gives me the capacity to do the things that Yahuwah called me to do. I have this understanding as a vessel that has been swept clean, that has been varnished, that has received the infilling of the Ruach HaKodesh. I understand that these signs follow me because I believe. We are kept through the power, the Ruach HaKodesh of Yahuwah through Emunah unto Yeshua. The Ruach HaKodesh in us is what keeps us in Yeshua. Ready to be revealed in the last times. Ready to reveal. Yahuwah is ready to reveal in us in these last times, in these last days. That's why we got to go home. That's why we got to flee Babylon. Yahuwah's got to reveal his power in us in the last days. Yahudah has to be a lion's whelp. Yahuwah has to have his hands on the neck of his enemy. Yahudah has to be a lion's whelp. It has to have his hands on the neck of his enemies. Yahudah has to be him whom his brother prays in the last days. revealed, this power, this dunamos. Right. Wherein we greatly rejoice through now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations. Listen, you are going to be pressed. Hasatan is not going to cease to bring temptations. You are going to be tested on every end. But you have a victory in the power of the Ruach HaKodesh on the inside of you if you believe it in Emunah. Right? You will hear his voice when he tells you it's time to go. You will hear his voice when he gives you instructions on what to do. That the trials of your faith being much more precious than gold that perishes, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and unto honor and to glory at the appearing of Yahushua Mashiach. Listen, right? Some of us haven't experienced this kind of trial, right? There's a trial that comes that's going to press your emunah. When they first began the rollout of Claudine and Maxine and Aberdeen and Jolene, right? There was pressure to yield. But for us who didn't, right? We lost our jobs. But Yahuah kept us. He continues to keep us. No, I'm not taking a Jolene. No, I'm not taking an Aberdeen. No, I'm not doing it. Because I'm Yahuah's. And yeah, there's going to be manifold trials. The trying of your faith being much more precious than gold. Look, I'm not bending the knee. I'm not yielding. I'm not bowing. I'm not doing it. Because I got an honor and glory that's going to be mine at the appearing of Hamashiach. I want to be found to the praise of his glory. Whom having not seen ye loved, and whom ye have not seen, not yet believing, ye rejoice unspeakable and full. I've never seen Hamashiach, but I rejoice in this Yeshua. I've never seen Shaul. I've never seen Cephas. I've never seen Yahudah. I've never seen YIRMEYAHU. I ain't never seen him, but I rejoice in this Yeshua. I understand because I have emunah in the Ruach HaKodesh of Yahuah, and I hear his voice when he tells me to tell my people, get ready for the great reveal. I hear his voice when he tells me, tell my people they must be born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh. Tell my people they must be the bearers of the witness. The Ruach HaKodesh, the water and the blood in the Eretz. I do this in emunah. I do this in emunah. I do this in emunah. Because I've been redeemed. Let's jump down to the 16th verse. He says, because it is written, be ye Kodesh, for I am Kodesh. And if ye call on the Father, who without respect of person judges according to every man's work, pass the time of your sojourning in fear, in reverence, and respect. Respect Yahuah. Respect the Ruach of Yahuah. Respect the witness. He says, verse 18, for as much as ye know that ye were not redeemed with corruptible things. Right? You were not redeemed by corruptible things as silver and gold from your vain conversation received by the traditions of your fathers, but with the precious blood of Yahushua HaMashiach, as the lamb without blemish and without spot. Right? You were redeemed. Right? You were redeemed. Right? You were redeemed not with money, with silver and gold. You weren't redeemed, right? Your soul, your nefesh. Your soul, your nefesh. Has been translated, transformed. It's renewed, right, in the Ruach HaKodesh and in the Torah. Yahuah is bringing forth those who understand the redeemed. He says, listen, Isaiah 48 and 20, go ye forth of Babylon and flee ye from the Chaldeans. With the voice of singing declare ye, tell this utterly, even to the ends of the earth, say that Yahuah hath redeemed his servant Yaakov. How has Yahuah redeemed his servant Yaakov? For as much as ye know that ye were not redeemed with corruptible things, as silver and gold from your vain conversation, from your soul, your mind that was filthy, received by the traditions of your fathers, but with the precious blood of Yahushua HaMashiach, a lamb without blemish and without spot, who verily was foreordained before the foundations of the world. But it was manifested in these last times for you, right? For you, who by him do believe in Elohiym, that raised him up from the dead, and gave him glory, that your emunah and your hope might be in Elohiym, right? Seeing ye have purified your soul. Free your soul. Go ye of Babylon, Isaiah 48:20. Flee ye from the Chaldees with the voice of singing. Declare ye, tell it utterly, even to the ends of the earth. Say, the servants say, Yahuah hath redeemed his servants. Say that Yahuah has redeemed his servants. For as much as ye were not redeemed with corruptible things as silver and gold from your vain conversation, by the traditions of your father, but with the precious blood of Hamashiach, as a lamb without blemish and without spot, who verily, truly was foreordained before the foundations of the world. Yahushua's redemption was before the foundations of the world, but was manifested in these last times for you. He's manifested for you. See, because in Yahushua's witness, you have everything you need. You have everything you need. He says, Ephesians 1:13, in whom ye trusted after that ye heard the word of truth, the Basora of your Yeshua, in whom also after that ye believed, you were sealed with the Ruach HaKodesh. Right? So having received this, for as much as you are not redeemed, having received this precious blood of Hamashiach as a lamb without blemish and without spot, right? You received this witness, right? And because you received it, you believed, you had emunah, right? You were sealed with the Ruach HaKodesh of promise, right? Now the Ruach HaKodesh of promise is the earnest of your inheritance, right? Earnest of your inheritance until the redemption of the purchased possession. Right? Right? Romans 8:15. Ye have not received the Ruach of bondage again to fear, but you have received the Ruach HaKodesh of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. Because of Yahushua's witness, right, we've received the blood. We are sealed and we belong to him. He says, for the Ruach itself bears witness with our Ruach that we are the children of Yahuah. The Ruach HaKodesh itself bears witness with our Ruach that we are the children of Elohiym. Right? Verse 17 of the 8th chapter. And if children, then heirs of Elohiym, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, we shall also be glorified with him. Right? 23. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Ruach HaKodesh, right? Even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, the redemption of the body. Now you've been redeemed and made his. But there's a redemption of the body that's different, but it's still the redemption. It's part of the redemption or the redemptive work. He says, who haveth also sealed us. 2 Corinthians 1:22. Who haveth also sealed us and given us the earnest of the Ruach HaKodesh in our hearts. 2 Corinthians 5:5. Now he that hath wrought in us the self same is Elohiym, who hath given us the earnest of his Ruach HaKodesh. And because, Galatians 4 and 6, and because you are sons, Elohiym has sent forth the Ruach HaKodesh of his Son in your heart, which gives you to cry, Abba, Father. See, Yahuah is calling us to flee Babylon. He's giving you everything you need in his Ruach HaKodesh. He's giving you a new heart. Right? Ephesians 4 and 30. And grieve not the Ruach HaKodesh of the Yahuah, whereby ye are sealed to the day of redemption. Don't grieve Yahuah's Ruach because you're sealed to the day of redemption. Right? You're sealed to the day of redemption. Now, you are the redeemed because you have his Ruach in you. Because he has his Ruach in you, he's going to redeem you. Now, this redemption is not you leaving Babylon. It's not him taking you by the hand out of Babylon. His redemption is the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach in you. You know, he's going to bring you to the land, right? He's going to bring you by leading you by the Ruach HaKodesh to the land, right? We are all going to be redeemed at that day before Yahuah as a nation and as a people. But we have to flee Babylon. Just like our forefathers fled Babylon. Just like Yahushua told the disciples to flee Jerusalem. Told people that they needed to flee when they seen the destruction occur. You see these nations circling about, trying to establish a presence, to execute a rule of law, to subjugate and take control, to destroy. Yahushua says in Luke 21:28, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your head, for your redemption draweth nigh. Right? And Acts 20 and 28, take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock of which the Ruach HaKodesh has made you overseer, and feed the assemblies of Elohiym, which he has purchased with his own blood. Who by him we believed in Elohiym. Him, Yahushua, through Yahushua we believe in Yahuah, that raised him up from the dead and gave him glory, that your faith and your hope might be in Yahuah. 1 Peter 22, 1 and 22. Seeing ye have purified your souls in obeying the Torah, right? Through the Ruach HaKodesh, unfeigned. Right? Oh, so unfeigned. The Ruach HaKodesh, unframed, undistinguished, undisguised, sincere. Right? Unframed is undisguised, sincere. Right? See, you believed in sincerity. seeing ye have purified your soul in obeying the truth through the Ruach HaKodesh sincerely, unto sincere love of the brethren, love one another with a pure and fervent, with heart fervently. Redemption. Redemption. Go ye forth of Babylon. Flee ye from the Chaldeans with a voice of singing. Declare ye, tell it, utter it even to the ends of the Eretz. Say, Adonai hath redeemed his servant, Yashar'el. How has he redeemed his servant? He's purchased their Yeshua through the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. And those who have Emunah have his Ruach HaKodesh. And they can listen to the voice of Yahuwah and know when it's time to leave and flee. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, O holy city, for henceforth there shall be no more that come in unto the circumcised and the unclean. Zechariah. Alas, alas. Hear ye. Right? Hear ye. Come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith Adonai Yahuwah. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heavens, saith Yahuwah. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwelleth in the daughters of Babylon. Second Corinthians 6:17. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith Yahuwah, and touch not the unclean things, and I will receive you. Revelations 18:4. And I heard another voice from the Shamayim saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. It's time to go. Yashar'el and Yahudah, it's time to go. It's time to go. Hebrews 8:7. For if the first covenant had been faultless, then should there no place be sought for a second. For finding fault in them, he said, behold, the days cometh, saith Yahuwah, when I will make a renewed covenant with the house of Yashar'el and with the house of Yahudah. A new covenant. That's what Yahushua Mashiach brought, a new covenant. Right? After that new covenant, Yahuwah told the people, he said to flee Jerusalem. Yahushua didn't say, listen, it's going to get bad. I'm going to come and take you out by the hand. He said, flee. And he was talking to his disciples because they asked a question. when will these things be, and what will the signs look like? He said, for finding fault with them, your fathers, right? Behold, the days come, saith Yahuah, that I will make a renewed covenant with the house of Yashar'el, with the house of Yahudah. I'm going to redeem them. But I'm going to redeem them using Yahusha, my salvation. It's going to be his blood. It's going to be him the high priest. It's going to be his Ruach, my Ruach on the inside of you. You are going to be swept clean. Your consciousness is going to be changed. I'm going to take out sin consciousness. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand and led them out of Egypt, Mitsrayim, because they continue not in my covenant. I took them out by the hand. I used Moshe. And their hearts were still wicked. But I protected them from the plagues. I put blood over their doorposts. And that kept them. But I'm telling you to flee. And if you have my Ruach HaKodesh, you're going to hear me. And you're going to obey my voice. You're going to flee. You're going to leave. You're going to leave the United Snakes of America. You're going to leave the daughter of Babylon. You're going to leave. You're going to exit stage left. You're going to beat feet. You're going to run. You're going to leave. You're going to leave. He said, not according to the covenant that I made with thy fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Mitsrayim, because they continue not in my covenant. And I regarded them not, saith Yahuah. They didn't continue in my covenant. They didn't have belief in my Torah. Right? Their hearts were desperately wicked. Once the priest started to fail, then the priesthood failed. Then the people failed. The priests were wishy-washy. The people were wishy-washy. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Yashar'el after those days, saith Adonai. I will put my laws within their minds and write them on their hearts, and I will be unto them an Elohiym, and they shall be my people. I will be their people. Jump down to verse 13. Verse 13. And that he saith, a renewed covenant have I made with, renewed covenant, for he have made the first old. Right? He's made the first old. Right? So let's look at that Hebrew word. Right? Old, or the Greek word old. Made ancient or old, to become old, to be worn out. A thing worn out by time or use. To declare a thing to be old, right? Right? To declare a thing to be old, right? So he says, now that which decays, because priesthood decayed, and waxed old, that's another word, grow old, a thing, an institution, to fail for age. Is waxed old and ready to vanish away. See, the priesthood and the sacrificial offerings waxed old. Levi will always be priest. But Levi, right now, in this capacity of a high priest, that's faded away. That's waxed old. Yahushua HaMashiach made compensations for that, being the high priest forever after the order of Melchizedek, because Yahushua was a king and a priest. Yahushua also had his own blood to offer up for an atonement for sin. Yahushua was the witness. He was Yahuwah's witness in the Eretz. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, listen. Babylon's fallen. Babylon's fallen. Babylon's fallen. For lo, I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly, a great nation from the north country. And they shall set themselves in array against her, for hence she has been taken. Their arrows shall be as mighty expert men, and none shall return. Chaldee shall be a spoil. All the spoils her shall be satisfied, saith Yahuah. All that spoil her shall be satisfied. Because they had to put out to her. They're going to be satisfied that she's gone. Because they ain't got to put out to her no more. I ain't got to live up under her sanctions. You no more have to worry about trading in petrodollars. Gold could be the standard. See, the gold that was once at Fort Knox, that's sitting in the vault in the in the Britain somewhere. Who owns the title deed? She having a flash sale. Everything must go. The United Snakes is open game. Babylon's fallen. Babylon's fallen. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of my heritage. They were glad. They destroyed his heritage. Right? Because ye grown fat as a heifer at grass, and as a bellow as a bull. Your mother shall be sore confounded, she that bared you shall be ashamed. Who bore the United Snakes of America? England. Behold, the hinder parts of the nation shall be as the wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Right? Because of the wrath of Yahuah, it shall not be inhabited. It shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her plagues. The command. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrow, for she have sinned against Yahuah. Nah, they gonna run into their bunkers. They gonna run into their bunkers. They gonna hide in the caves. They gonna hide. They're gonna merge when the dust settles. They're gonna be okay once the nuclear fallout is gone. Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of Yahuah. Take vengeance upon her, as she has done unto her. Take vengeance unto her, as she has done unto Yashar'el. Listen. Remove out of the midst of Babylon. Hear ye, hear ye. And go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans. And be as the he-ram or he-goat before the flock. Flee out of the midst of Babylon. Deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. Because you're going to be cut off if you stay here. For this is the time of Yahuah's vengeance, and he will render unto her a recompense. My people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of Yahuah. Go ye forth of Babylon, flee ye from the Chaldeans with a voice of singing. Declare ye, tell this, utter it even to the utmost parts of the earth. Say ye, Yahuah has redeemed his servant. Alas, alas. Go forth, come forth, and flee from the land of the north, saith Yahuah. For I have spread you abroad, and as for the winds and the heavens, saith Yahuah. Deliver thy soul, O Zion, that dwelleth in the daughter of Babylon. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, hear ye, Babylon is fallen. And if you are the redeemed, right? If you are, for as much as ye know that ye were not redeemed with corruptible things such as silver and gold from your vain conversation by the traditions of your fathers, but by the precious blood of Yahushua HaMashiach, a lamb without spot or blemish, or without spot, for who verily was aforeordained because of the foundations of the world, but was manifested in these times for you. Right? You weren't redeemed with corruptible things such as silver and gold. Right? You weren't redeemed by corruptible things such as silver and gold. Right? You are his. You are his. Wherefore come out from among them and be separate, saith Adonai, and touch not the unclean, and I will receive you. Right? And I heard a voice, Revelations 18:4, and I heard a voice And the Shamayim saying, come out of her, my people, that ye may not partakers with her sins, and that she should not receive her place. See, you know what? We've been telling people, you coming out from among Babylon is, not what it is, but it's not what Yahuah ultimately means. Well, he means for us to come out from among the wickedness of this world, right? Right. But when he's shouting this in Revelations, he's like, come out of her, leave her, depart from her, because I'm about to judge her. Yahuah is going to judge this wicked nation. He's going to judge this wicked nation. And we who have been redeemed will hear his call. And we will move with haste. It's about moving with haste in this witness. It's about being born again, the water of the Ruach HaKodesh. It's about answering the call. It's about knowing that you are his people called by his name. It's about going forth and doing what he's called you to do. It's about going to Babylon. It's about coming from Babylon and going to the land to be amongst the fold. Man, that's it for today. Yah, Abba, Yah. I pray that your word will go forth. And it will be received by those who have an ear to hear. I pray that your word will go forth and it be heard by those who have an ear to hear. And Yahuah, I'm interested in those who you have chosen to hear. Give them what they need. Give them what they need to leave. Give them what they need to make the transition. Give them what they need to go home. In the name of Yahushua Mashiach, assure their hearts in Emunah. Give them confidence in Emunah. In the name of Yahushua Mashiach, let the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Yahuah, my strength and my redeemer. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, called to greatness. Right? Women of Yahuah, beautifully and wonderfully made. Listen. Yahuah's favor is upon his people. Right? Yahuah's favor is upon his people. And only those who have received his witness, only those who have been born again of the water and of the Ruach HaKodesh are going to hear. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready for the great reveal. Babylon's fallen. Then we're going out with Ma'aki Hezekiah. Song is entitled Freedom's Wind 1.5. I don't own the rights to this music. Hallelujah. Man of Yah, woman of Yah. With that I say, listen. Shalom, 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 man. Be blessed.
Torah Garden, speaking the absolute truth. Torah Nation.